What's up, YouTubers? So, I was trying to get this motor together, not super seriously hard, but I was trying to get it together before my other project showed up, and I have failed at that. Just have not had the desire to come out here in the middle of the night to work on it, although we have all the pieces and all the parts. Just one of those things, you know? Anyways, short blocks together. We still have to fit the pistons and set the deck height and all that stuff. The heads, we're getting those done. But I failed because the other project is over here. So, what did we get? Well, we got something I've been wanting to do for years and have not wanted to pull the trigger because shipping. I've spent more money on other projects, but the shipping, it's hard to justify buying something when the shipping costs as much as the product. Alright? So, the shipping on this thing, because it came from California, and I could have probably got shipping a little cheaper, but it was one of the only places that would actually deliver it to my house. Other places deliver it to a business address that has a forklift, which is kind of ridiculous. Anyways, so that's why I paid a little more for shipping, you know, is to be able to get it dropped off at the door, not have to go anywhere to get it. But what did we get? Well, I think we'll open the garage door here so that we can pull it out in the sunlight. Yeah, let's pause this for a second. Well, there it is. Got it signed, of course. Got to do that, right? If you're going to do a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It is brilliant golden orange metallic. I wanted that old school gold color, but apparently they don't make the golden orange. They make this brilliant golden orange metallic, which is pretty close. It's not exactly the same. But I still like it either way. So, this is new classic manx bodies. Let me see. It has a number. I want to say it's number 93. Yes, serial number 93. Which is kind of interesting because Bruce is right now at this point, he is 94. So, when it was in the mold, he was 93. I thought that was kind of cool. We got the top, and we did the side pods too. They're down under here. I haven't took everything out. I need to get it all out of the packing stuff and get all the tape marks off it so that we can let it sit here. What else did I get? I got the windshield with it. You could get the windshield anywhere, but I figured if I buy it from Bruce and Winnie, it will be the right size for the dash. I don't want to kind of struggle with going and measuring and finding out I bought the windshield. It's 1 inch too big or 1 inch too small. So it has side pods. It has the roof. I bought the windshield from them. I bought the dash frame thing, which is down here, which holds the steering column support. Basically, comes with the wiring tube. I think I just bought the brackets and stuff. I didn't buy a roll bar with it because we're going to do a roll cage in it. So I kind of figured that's wasteful to buy that. Bought the brackets and stuff that hold the body down. At least all the ones I could understand that I thought I need. Let's see. That's pretty much about it. Not the cheapest, I want to tell you. I want to tell you also too. Okay, was thinking, because I'm on the East Coast, and shipping was the big deal for me. The bodies are not so bad. I think they're $2,400 on their website right now, which is not bad. If you're in California, that's awesome. You can go and pick one up. It took about, I ordered it at the beginning of the year, then it contacted me until the coronavirus hit, and California shut down the next day. I thought that was hilarious, which is okay. It is okay because, you know, they didn't have a truck in the area anyways to pick it up, so, and I didn't need it right then anyways, you know. And then, hey, we got Donald Dollars right after that. So, anyways, it's 2,400, I think, for a basic body right now. I'm on the East Coast, and I actually did the math, because I was thinking, well, for shipping is going to be ridiculous. Let me find out how much it would cost for a barium, which is pretty much a knockoff. You know, I mean, it's 100% a knockoff, except for the dash is different. And see about that, because at that time when I priced these out, this was $2,000, and the barium was like $1,700 or something. And then it's like $500 for a metal flake, and it's $500 more for a metal flake for a Meyer, so that's not a big difference there. But anyway, so the bodies are cheaper from barium, but right here is the difference. Alright, barium wanted like $500 or $600 to crate it. Alright, and put a crate around it. And I was like, okay, well, let me see if they're still cheaper. And from Pennsylvania to my house was $1,500 to ship it, which I thought was a little extravagant, especially since they're their own shipping company. I was expecting more like $1,000, and this is about 2 years ago, mind you. Okay, so the prices are different for what they're shipping and what their cars cost and stuff now. So I kind of made the decision back then that if I'm going to do it, you know, it would be only a few dollars cheaper to do the barium, you know, than it would be to do the manx. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have the original, you know. Now, this is not an original 60s, I know that, and there's going to be people that say, oh, it's not a real car. You know, when Bruce was building them in the 60s, when he was 40-something years old, Bruce may have did the first few molds, but when it got to its heyday and they were building, you know, a couple of hundred of these a month, Bruce wasn't out there pulling them out of the mold. He was out there being a businessman, just like he is now, you know? I mean, so I know they have another company making them out of his mold and all that, but I feel like if I had bought one in 1970, it would be the same as this, because it'd be a Manx 2 style, and Bruce probably would not have laid the fiberglass. Alright, let's just be real about that. That's the truth. So anyways, back to the whole barium thing. Barium looked like a really nice, good body. Everybody I've heard talk about them said they're pretty nice. But the price point, it just, you know, they with the shipping, they couldn't really beat this. And so if I was going to spend $2,000 for shipping, I was going to ship it from California, you know. And plus, like I say, I wouldn't have to go and have it shipped to a friend of mine's work where they have to use the forklift to get it out. They actually brought this and dropped it off in the front yard with the crane. So I'll show some pictures at the end of that. Stewart Transport was really cool to work with. Very professional. Everything arrived right on time. The guy was a car guy. It was actually a guy, says he's in the dune buggy. He was telling me about how he had a Sand Unlimited dune buggy and stuff, and he's in the side-by-sides now because they're obviously cheaper to build. But anyways, that's what we got here. We're going to build this slow because we have to finish this monstrosity first. So hopefully, my goal is to get the motor done over there in the corner and get that all squared away with, and then we're going to move right back on the buggy. I have to build some mounts for the radiator because I'm moving that backwards. I want to get the steps welded on the sides. There's a couple of more braces to go in behind the driver's seat. There's a bar that needs to go across for the seat belts, and possibly the same in the back here. I need to put the seat in the back and find out where that would go. And then after all that welding and stuff is done, I need to weld some brackets on. I'd like to redo the cage in the back here to fit the motor better. Once all that stuff is done, the motor's coming out, transmission's coming out, and we got to rebuild it because it leaks fluid like crazy. There's fluid all over the side of the garage over here under all this garbage. Then after that, we got to find a fuel pump to run it off the tank in the front instead of the jerry can. It costs money, but I could just switch it over to a carburetor and regular distributor, but then I can just find a fuel pump. So anyways, that's what's going on here, boys and girls. This video is turning a little long. Figured I'd show you the new project. It is not going to get done anytime soon. We have to get the other projects done first, and then we have to gather parts. I'm still not sure if I want to put this on like a barium tube chassis, or if I'm going to use a Volkswagen chassis. I've seen the bearing tube chassis in person, and I really like it. It's heavy as can be. It is very heavy. A Volkswagen Pan is a whole lot lighter. But I've also seen a guy using it off-road, and it held up. So, you know, it's impressive that way. What I like is that it has the fiberglass floors. You're never going to do floors again, you know. I mean, you could break it, but, you know, you're not going to be doing it because it's rotted out. So that's kind of a plus, and I kind of think that's the whole idea of the fiberglass car for me, is to not deal with rust. I mean, there's going to be rust things, but no bodywork rust. So, you know, still got to make determinations there. That depends on what I buy, what I do. The style I'm going for, a Volkswagen Pan would probably fit more the old schoolish look. So we'll have to look at that. Anyways, boys and girls, get out there and get your projects done. Unlike me, don't be like me and start gathering stuff up everywhere. Alright? Get the cars rolling again. A lot of you guys got more time. Unfortunately, with this whole virus thing, I have less time, amazingly. So, hopefully you guys are doing good out there. Get out there and have some fun.